Hello. Sorry about that. Welcome back to another video. My name is Mike Pettiford. I've been an actor for over a decade. I've been an actor for well over 10, 12 years or so. Well, really, for like 16 years, I guess. I'm gonna show you guys what's up behind the scenes. What actors are thinking, why a scene is easy or hard, maybe some fun facts behind the scenes, of a certain movie or a show. We're gonna get into it, man. So today, this is the best moments from the pilot episode of The Office, one of the greatest shows of all time. The pilot episode is the first episode. If you've ever heard of someone shooting a pilot or a test pilot or whatever it is, that means usually a show is in production or it got the green light to be in production, but it hasn't necessarily been picked up yet by a network, right? Or Netflix or whoever buys it, or any platform or network. There's no guarantee that it's going to get picked up. For instance, this pilot episode, they shot some things, and then once it gets picked up, they go back and they redo some things. That's typically pretty standard. This is what they put up on the official Office YouTube page, the best moments from the pilot episode. So let's see.
This is our receptionist, Pam. Pam Beasley. Pam has been with us for forever. Right, Pam?
Well, I don't know.
If you think she's cute now, you should have seen her a couple of years ago.
What?
Any messages?
Yeah, just a fax.
Oh,
So really quickly, they did kind of change a lot of things about Michael Scott's character going on throughout the rest of the seasons. His hair changed, his demeanor changed. You really have to like somebody. You have to like the main character despite their flaws. Sympathize with them, empathize, whatever, in some way. He was just too mean, I guess they felt in the beginning, and so they changed it a lot.
this is from corporate. How
I
many
know,
times have I told you that there's a special filing cabinet for things from corporate?
You haven't told
Called the waste paper basket. Look at that. Oh, look at that face. People say I am the best boss. They go, God, we've never worked in a place like this before. You're hilarious. And you get the best out of us. I think that pretty much sums it up. I found it at Spencer Gifts.
Okay, so the reason why Michael Scott's character is so interesting is that the way Steve Carrell plays it, any good, like, believable character in a film or TV show comes from a place of authenticity. He always carries this bit of neediness and insecurity, but that's what makes that so funny, is because it's rooted in a serious want and a serious need. Like, he really wants to be accepted, which is just like everybody else. Just stuff like that.
Mr. Davis, let me call you right back. Yeah, something just came up. 2 minutes. Thank you very much. Dwight, what are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Just clearing my desk. I can't concentrate.
It's not on your desk.
It's overlapping. It's all spilling over the edge. One word, 2 syllables. Demarcation. You can't do that.
Why not?
Safety violation. I could fall and pierce an organ.
We'll see. See, this is why the whole downsizing thing just doesn't bother me.
Downsizing? Downsizing? Yeah, I have no problem with that. I have been recommending downsizing since I first got here. I even brought it up in my interview. I say, bring it on.
Attention, all Dunder Mifflin employees, please. We have a meeting in the...
What's really interesting is how they filmed this show. It lends itself to a lot of improv. Some of the stuff isn't scripted, some of it is. I don't know about that part necessarily, but it happens a lot throughout the whole show. I mean, they would typically only have 1 or 2 cameras at most, I believe, and if anybody else knows, or let me know down in the comments. What I do know is that they did improv a lot, they riffed a lot, so that did lend itself to a lot more originality, some spontaneous moments that are legendary, and it happens in a lot of TV shows and movies. Actually, if they're given the freedom, if the script isn't, if they're not really strict on the script, because some people are, some directors are, some writers are, producers are. Whoever's in charge of the narrative, everyone has their hands in it. So like a director or a producer or a writer or somebody, they can be strict. But if they aren't, if the director gives them a lot of leeway, a lot of freedom to, to improv, to make it their own. But that's how they set this up. It's almost like in a sketch show. And a lot of times they'll get some pure gold. And that's why it's so important to choose the right people for the role and not just whoever looks best for it or whatever.
Room ASAP. People I respect, heroes of mine, would be Bob Hope, Abraham Lincoln, definitely, Bono, and probably God would be the fourth one. And I just think all those people really helped
All those people.
the world in so many ways that it's
He's trying so hard to be sincere.
really beyond words.
And the fact that he said probably God.
It's really incalculable.
Now, I know.
Oh, watch out for this guy.
He still tries to say a big word despite not knowing how to say it. Incalculable.
Nice to meet you.
Introduce yourself. Be polite.
Dwight Schrute, assistant regional manager.
Assistant to the regional manager. So, Dwight, tell him about the kung fu and the car and everything.
Yeah, I got a 78 280Z. I bought it for $1,200, fixed it up, so now we're $3,000.
That is his profit.
Yeah. New engine, suspension. I got a respray. I got some photos.
Damn it! Damn! Okay. Hold on. Judges in session. What is the problem here?
You put my stuff in Jell-O again. That's real professional. Thanks. This is the third time, and it wasn't funny the first
All
two
right,
times I
all
did,
right.
Jim.
It's okay here, but people sometimes take advantage.
So we know that it's not real, but the fact that there's one, you see how the camera, this has a specific style. So there's not multi-cameras. This is one camera. So it goes to one person. It kind of feels like you're part of it, right? It's not meticulously planned and shot. They kind of planned it out. And then they'll say, I'm supposed to go over to you and you do the face and I'll go over to you. They'll do stuff like that. But, there's stuff that happens that lends itself to that style. Like, oh, what's he going to say? Like maybe there's stuff that they've kept in the show where they improv and they had to, the camera guy had to go back. But it kind of helps with, it lends itself to the style. But so watch the camera here.
$3,000.
That is his profit.
Yeah. New engine, suspension. I got a respray. I got some
One
photos.
Damn it! Damn! Okay. Hold on. Judges in session. What is the problem here?
See, it hasn't
Put my
cut-
stuff in Jell-O again.
It hasn't cut yet. So it goes over to her.
That's real professional.
See, it's like
Thanks.
theater.
This is the third time, and it wasn't funny the first
All
two
right,
times
all
I
right,
did,
Everyone's
Jim.
in
It's
character.
okay here, but people sometimes take advantage because it's so relaxed. I'm a volunteer sheriff's deputy on the weekends, and you cannot screw around there. It's sort of one of the rules.
What is that?
It's my stapler.
No! Do not take it out. You have to eat it out of there. Because there are
Okay.
starving people in the world, and which I hate, and it is a waste of that kind of
Okay,
food.
you know what? You can be a witness. Can you reprimand him, please?
How do you know it was me?
It's always you. Are you going to
He's
discipline him or
eating
not?
jello.
Ooh, discipline. Kinky. All right. Here's the deal.
Fun fact.
Kinky.
Inappropriate sexual jokes. Phyllis, that's her real name. Her name is Phyllis Smith. She was actually a casting director or a casting assistant. A lot of times when you go into an audition, a casting director will be there, especially as you go up in the levels. There'll be more producers or people involved in the making of the show to make the decision on who needs to be cast or who they want. They'll decide between different people. She was a casting director assistant. So like if you go in there and you tape the audition or you do a live audition in front of everybody, usually they'll tape it anyway. John Krasinski going in there. She's there reading with him. And she's just an assistant to the casting director. So they're behind the table, the camera's facing you, whoever else is involved with the show is back there, you're by yourself in the room, stand on your mark, you say your lines, we say our lines to help you, and that's what her job was. She was reading the other people's lines in the audition. I don't know what you call it. Her demeanor, everything is something that they ended up wanting for some reason. And it played so well just because of her contrast to everybody else. She was not meant to be in the show, but man, she made some money doing it too, because she just would have been a casting director's assistant, which is probably an hourly or a salary job.
All right. Here's the deal, you guys. The thing about a practical joke is that you have to know when to start as well as when to stop.
Yeah.
And yeah, And Jim, now is the time to stop putting Dwight's personal effects into Jell-O.
Okay. Dwight, I'm sorry, because I've always been your biggest flan.
Flan, like flan, or it's like a Mexican custard that's like Jell-O.
That's the way it is around here. It just kind of goes around and around.
You should have put him in custody.
Oh, hey, yes, new guy. And he scores.
Okay, that's great. I guess what I'm most
I
concerned
appreciate a
with
good dad
is
joke.
damage to company property. That's all.
Pudding. I'm trying to think of another dessert to do.
If I left, what would I do with...
So I think before that cuts, I think it continues a little more. I can't remember, but it's so awkward. I have friends who won't watch the show because of how awkward it is. Dude, all of us do that. We're like, "Oh, what is that? I do it all the time. I'm trying to make the best joke possible, and I'm like, what is this? What is the word I was looking for? See how awkward that is?
all this useless information in my head, you know? Tonnage price of manila folders. Pam's favorite flavor of yogurt, which is mixed berry.
Jim said mixed berries? Oh, wow. Yeah, he's on to me.
You know, just come here.
That's what made this show so great. There's something kind of endearing about that, even though it's another dumb joke. The running theme in this is that the people closest to you, they can take a joke. At the end of the day, you still love them. And those are the people that you rag on the most sometimes, but like you love them. So anyways, that's it, guys. Hope that informed you in some way. If there's anything else you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments below, and I will do my best to do it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. If you got anything out of it, if this was of value to you, you learned something, and you laughed with me, then just make it gray. Make this subscribe button gray. Also, I can't say subscribe. Bye.